Greetings and welcome. Have you ever found yourself spiraling, overthinking, assuming the worst, putting together a story about someone else in your mind without ever speaking a word to them? It happens so easily. Just a look, a tone, a delay in response, and suddenly the mind kicks in. They don't respect me, or they are trying to get one over on me, or the best. I see what's going on, but do we? This week's phrase is a sharp interruption, and it says to reject conjectures and stave off further decline, I must recalibrate with what is. Let this land. Because conjecture, especially the kind we dress up as intuition, is not innocent. It is distortion. And unchecked, it becomes dangerous. The word conjecture literally means to throw things together. And that's what we do. Take a little piece of something we saw, mix it with how we felt, season it with some old insecurities, and call it truth. But it is not truth. It is a made-up story. And when we build on it, act from it, speak from it, live from it, we are not just off track. We are working against ourselves and against others. This is how we sabotage our clarity. This is how we corrupt our relationships without even realizing. Let us be honest. Sometimes we judge people not because they have done something wrong, but because we didn't get our way. Sometimes we tell ourselves stories because we cannot control our own demons. Jealousy, envy, rejection, anger. You see someone else succeed, and instead of celebrating them, something inside you says, they must have done something a little bit shady to get there. And we say this not because it's true, but because their light is triggering something you haven't healed. Or your partner is quiet, distant. And instead of asking, what's wrong? You convince yourself they are pulling away, seeing someone else, or losing interest. You then respond from that false story, and before long, your relationship is suffering. Not from betrayal, but from your projection. And what about when someone tells you no? You don't like how that feels. So instead of sitting with the discomfort, you start building a case. They have always been controlling. They never respected me. They want to see me fail. And now the story becomes a weapon. This happens in families, in friendships, in community spaces. We do it in the workplace. We even do it with our children. And the scariest part, over time, the stories we made up start to feel like memory. When we project false stories onto others, especially those who trust us, We are not just being emotional. We are being spiritually irresponsible. Because here is what really happens. The person you judged without proof now has to use their energy to defend something that was never theirs to carry. You have cast them in a role they did not sign up for. You have made them a villain in your inner drama. And they don't even know why they are being treated like the enemy. This is not discernment. This is conjuring. And it is distortion. We think we are just processing, but we are creating a spiritual mess and often dragging innocent people into it. If you are a parent or a guide to others, hear this clearly. The stories you spin in private become the atmosphere your children breathe. When you whisper suspicions, assign blame without fact, or speak bitterness into the room, they hear it, they absorb it, and they learn from it. You teach them to mistrust, to doubt, to assume. You pass on the dysfunction. We cannot preach truth and then poison the air with distortion. We cannot tell children to be kind when we use our own tongues like swords behind closed doors. So how do we stop? We begin by banishing what is not. Not explaining it away, not spiritualizing it, not dressing it up in intuition or insight. We call it what it is: a lie, a projection, a defense mechanism that has outlived its use. We start with what's real, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it humbles us, because only truth can be transformed. Only truth can set us free. This is not soft work. This is sacred work. To reject conjecture is not to deny possibility. It is to refuse to traffic in distortion. You are not here to tiptoe through falsity. You are here to pierce it, to clear your system, to restore your alignment, to live in what is. Every time you choose truth over story, you reclaim your sacred ground. May your mind be cleared of false pretenses. May your spirit remember what is real. May your words reflect what is true. And may you never again punish others for a story you made up to soothe yourself. Ashe, amen, and so it is.